Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Gabby.
Hi. How is
Oh,
everyone?
it's so good to have you here with me.
It's so
So,
exciting.
everybody that's finding us, get on here and say something so we know you're here. Gabby's waiting. She's looking at her phone, waiting for your comments.
I want to say hi, Sally, and hi, Carol, and I need to find it.
Hi, Gabby.
Hi.
Oops.
And hi, Sharon. Oops, I need to turn it.
Volume.
Yeah, oh my God. Got my daughter's phone. Here we go. Okay.
Oh, that's okay. We got to hear that twice.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I've shared it. Can everybody please share? What does Terry say? Sharing is caring.
Hi, Julie.
Okay,
Sharon,
Luann's
Carrie.
here. Uh-oh, I still hear it.
My phone. No, I think that was me.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh my gosh, we
Hi,
got people.
Sherry.
Sharon
Becky.
Doyle. Hi, Sherry and Becky and Robert.
Robert Dooza.
Uh-oh. I said, Dickie Roberts. Oops. I said hi to Sherry and Siri came on. Oh, and Angie Taylor's here, and Stacy, Jean
A bit
Lorio.
of backup from Australia from Angie. Angie's
Yes,
Australian, isn't she? Yeah.
yes, she had to get up to see you.
Oh.
Like she couldn't just travel across the country, right?
Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to yet.
Yeah. How far away are the two of you? Do you know?
On opposite sides of the country.
Are you? Yeah,
Mm.
that would be quite a trip.
Yeah, I think it's about 5 hours air time. About 5 hours,
Yeah.
give or take. I'm not really sure.
And Diana's here. Good morning, sweetheart. And Pritch here. And Scarlett. And look who showed up, Gabby.
Oh, Jackson, you're in so much trouble.
You are in trouble, Jackson McAvoy.
We've just been talking about you. That's why you're here. Your ears are burning.
That's right.
So now, Jackson, because you didn't come on with me, you have to do it by yourself.
Oh boy. Yeah, we're going to hold you to that. See, you should have come on with Gabby.
Thank you, Jean.
Oh, I'm so happy you're doing this from your studio because we get to see those beautiful paintings.
You can't. It's nighttime here, so it's a bit hard to for lighting and stuff. But,
Oh, I see them perfectly. Yeah, they look really good.
it's really nice to be with them. I'm actually going to, I probably shouldn't say this now, but I'm going to ask Carol Cross very nicely if she would have if she would put her mark on them or something.
Oh, yes. Have you connected with her?
I have. I've seen lots of her. And I have spoken to her, not personally through comments and things, but I would love that, Carol.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll virtually introduce you. I'll connect you on Facebook.
Yeah. No, she has. She's liked the pictures before and things. So
Good,
yeah,
good. Yeah, you're
we just
getting
have to
lots of
be very
comments.
nice to her.
Yeah, lots of comments on your paintings. I'm so happy that you're here to show that to us.
Yeah. No, I'm so excited. I'm a bit. Sorry if I talk too much because I'm
Oh,
excited and.
please. Please, we want to hear you. That's why you're here. We want to get to know who Gabby is.
Well, there's a reason why my name is Gabby.
Oh boy. All right. The cat's out of the bag.
Yeah. Don't mind the odd chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to turn this dinger off. It just dinged and I forgot that I had it on. So, um, Deirdre is looking for us. So let's see. Diana, you're on. Can you help Deirdre, please, to let her know where we're at? Maybe send her the share it to her and message. Oh, she found us. There she is. Good morning, Deirdre. We were just sending out the troops to go find you.
And look, please, I'm just going to say y'all too.
Oh,
I,
thank you. Yes,
I
yes.
just I have to say it, Deirdre, y'all.
Yeah. I grew up saying that. I grew up
Yeah, I
without.
love it.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Yeah.
like Canadians and A. They Canadians say
Yeah.
A. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Australians just swear, probably.
Um, who I had a coworker years ago. She was German, and she would say that. She would say A, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Maybe she lived in Canada for a while.
She may have, but I
Mm.
thought it was like a foreign word. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. Thank you everyone for your lovely comments about the paintings.
Yes, isn't that awesome? We love your paintings. We love you. And
Oh,
I was
I love
so,
you guys.
oh, it's a love fest.
Yeah.
I was so excited when you said you would come on, and I'm like, oh, because I've gotten to know you a little bit. You've been in my classes, and we've interacted. But I just wanted everybody to see this wonderful person, and that was the whole idea. That's what the angel said. The people that are here, we all need to see each other and to learn
Mm.
more about us. And
Absolutely. And let me tell you, I haven't always been a nice person.
oh, there's skeletons in your closet.
Oh, absolutely. But you know what? Like that's what brought me here, and I am not, I wouldn't give not 1 second of it back again.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah. My favorite mentor is Lisa Nichols, and she says we needed every experience we have ever had because that brings us to this person we are right here, right now. And I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It wasn't all that long ago that, like, now when I look back, I've done things. My children used to come to me when they were little, and I would pull the pain out. Like I'd just stroke their leg and say, I'm pulling the pain out. And they'd come
Right.
to me and say, Mum, I've hurt myself. You need to pull this out for me. So I
Oh,
was doing it without even realizing.
right.
And it wasn't like I am 52 years old now.
Yeah, we
and
knew that.
and it's only been the last year that I had a horrible relationship, and I used to call it narcissistic and say he was a narcissist. Well, that's not the truth now because I was as horrible as he was. And I think you get to that point where you realize that, like to start with, I sort of tried to find out what a narcissist was, and then discover that that's what everybody does. And then you get to the point where you go through all the blame and the forgiving and all that sort of thing. But then you kind of get to a point where you think, well, there's really is no blame or forgiving because, like, do you get blamed or forgiven when you go to school and learn lessons? So as long as you learn from it, and he's actually learning from it too.
Good.
So yeah, no, we've come full circle again.
Hmm.
And I've said to him, from now on, I will only come from here. And
Yes.
every time you're not coming from here, I'll remind you to come from here. And we'll see how we go
Awesome.
after that. Mm.
Yeah, we learn from each other, and it sounds like he's a really
Mm.
good mirror for you, and you're going to be one for
Oh,
him. Yeah,
and
to show.
that was, yeah, it was about probably 2 months ago now. There's two Australian guy psychics, or they're on Thursday nights, and they're really funny, so like it's quite light-hearted. So a few times I've watched, and they give like light readings, and I said something about being in a narcissistic relationship, and the first thing they said to me was, you mirror your, if you're saying that you're in a narcissistic relationship, have you had a look at your behavior? And I thought, you know what, I was horrible. There was like, I wouldn't have loved me. But neither was he.
Right,
but
right.
I can only
Yeah,
take responsibility for my behavior.
exactly. We can't
Mm.
change anybody else, but we can
Mm.
change us. And when
Mm-hmm.
somebody mirrors us, when they're showing us something that's really uncomfortable for us, that's something inside that needs to be healed in us, not in
Yeah.
them. And
Yeah.
healing that, like you said, this is the perfect example. You healed that in you, and then you were able to see his perfection.
Mm.
So, yeah, I love this.
Yeah.
Let's say
And you
good
don't
morning to
get,
people. Oh, I'm
yes, sorry,
sorry.
morning.
No, go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt your
I
thought.
was just going to say, you don't get to this age and go through relationships and not be a horrible, damaged old thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. Relationships are hard. And I said
Yeah.
that to somebody yesterday who was struggling. And I said, it's not an easy thing to be in a relationship with another person. There's so many things that you have to learn how to compromise and give and take, and just set your boundaries for one thing,
Mm.
and
Mm.
you know stay true to you, what's with you. and
Absolutely.
and and for many relationships, I didn't stay true to me. It was
Yeah.
like it turned out to be all about that person, because I've been
Yeah.
with those, I hate titles, but I've been with those people too, that it's all about them. And if you don't
Mm-hmm.
cater to them, then there's hell to pay. you know
Oh,
so
exactly.
yeah.
And that was one of my problems, not having my voice and not being my authentic self.
Yes.
And now that I am being with him, completely different story.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
because you changed. So your outside world starts to change
Mm.
when you change inside.
Mm.
Yeah, I love
Mm.
how that works.
Mm.
Okay, we got people. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. Tony and Sally are here, and Sally said that explains why I've linked you with my daughter Jordan. You're an artist and an amazing one at that.
Thank you.
I agree totally. And
Thank you.
Sharon Boyle says I'm Scottish, and I say a and huh.
My heritage is I'm half Scottish, half German.
Really?
We have a decaying, foresters still have a decaying castle in Scotland. I'm going to go over there and say, excuse me, it's my turn
Well,
now.
yeah. Everybody out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll see how that goes.
You let me know, okay?
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Carol is saying good morning to us. Carol Allen.
Excuse me. Isn't it terrible that when you cough, you feel like everybody thinks you have COVID?
Oh,
Like
I
if you're
know.
out somewhere and
Yeah.
you feel like you need to clear your throat. I have
Yeah.
sinus trouble, so I need to clear my throat a lot. And
Yeah.
it's really hard when you're out now, like you're
It
trying to hold it
is.
in and
Yeah. Yeah. I don't go many places, but yeah, it's like if I need to cough, it's like you're like looking around, like, did somebody hear that?
you feel like saying, I don't have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Sherry Seymour, I love this comment. She says, "Life is not a Hallmark movie. Isn't that the truth?"
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and Stacy was the one that we had this conversation yesterday about the relationships, and that it's work. There's I don't think there's ever a really quote easy relationship, because you're just two separate people. We
Mm.
are one in spirit, but individually in these human bodies, we each have our own way of doing things and wanting things the way we want them. So it takes some work to hold on to a
And see, that's
relationship.
the other thing too, like forcing like I never thought, I never used to think that I would do this, but I used to force my will onto him. Like I used to think, why aren't you doing it my way?
Right.
Why do we have to do it your way?
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. And then the argument starts.
Oh, well, we pretty much got to the point where we just didn't even speak to each other days on end.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I've been there. I've been in those
Mm.
relationships.
Mm.
The
It's
person
called
gets mad, and
stonewalling.
yeah, all of a sudden there's like no conversation. Anybody
Well, I
else?
think
Anybody want to raise your hand to that one?
Yeah, but I think you do that so that you just don't have to deal with them anymore. Like I think that's why I did it,
Yeah,
because if then you don't have to deal with it at all.
right. So
I
let
used
me let me ask
go
you,
on.
because this was one of my experiences. So like there was nothing for maybe 3 4 days, sometimes a week. There was nothing, no talking, no interaction, no nothing. And then all of a sudden one day it was like, "Hi, how you doing?" And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
Has that happened in any of your
yeah.
relationships?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But now when I look back too, I was the biggest bottler up, like an overthinker, and then I'd bottle it all up. And then I just have the biggest sook.
Yeah.
Just be the biggest sook and think, how can everybody do this to me? Like I'm a nice person, but like I wouldn't have wanted to deal with me. And it made it worse too because I was going through menopause, so that doesn't help either. Like
Yeah.
poor man, like really.
Right, right. Well, I'm the opposite of that, Gabby. When I bottle things up, if I hold my tongue and don't say the words that need to come out, eventually it's going to be this big explosion. It's like,
Mm,
like the monster comes out.
mm. Yeah. Well, it took me about 4 years to explode, so you can imagine what that explosion was
Oh,
like.
wow.
Not pretty.
green green slime everywhere, right?
Oh, I always used to say it's not fun being grown up. Like it's not fun. But you know what? Now it is fun.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
so much fun. I'm the biggest child. I think my children get a little bit embarrassed about me sometimes, but you know, you get that.
How old are your children?
25 and 23.
Oh,
Mm,
yeah. So they're
big
all grown
girls.
up.
They are. They're beautiful too. Like, I've probably been a bit of a handful as a mother at times because I am quite childlike. Um, but they have been my absolute rocks. We're very close, the three of us. Mm.
Good. Um,
Yeah.
boys, girls,
No,
combination?
two girls.
Two
Yeah, two
girls.
girls. Mm.
Oh, I bet they're just like you.
Unfortunately.
No, no, no. That is fortunately.
Yeah, no, they're good people. They
I'm
are good people.
sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
We have a comment from Lena Boland. She says, Gabby, can we find you on social media and how do we purchase your paintings?
I am just actually, I have to coat them. So I'm still waiting for a couple of them to finish curing and then I'll coat them. And I actually have a Facebook page that I haven't launched yet. It's just getting organised, called Vessel, Vessel. And I guess through there it will happen. I can't even really believe it yet. I noticed that Sharon asked me when I started painting. I used to paint when I've always just been self-taught. And when my kids started school, I read somewhere that you should have something that you lose track of time while you're doing it. And I started painting and I would take my kids to school and come home and think, I'll just do a little bit here. And then I'd look at my watch and think, oh my God, I've got to pick my children up. Like, where's the day gone? I haven't done anything. No dinner, no cleaning, nothing, but a very nice painting. But then life got very hard and I didn't touch a paintbrush for about 10 years. And then with all my awakening and my spiritual journey, and like I was kind of saying, like I'm nobody. Like I'm a little old girl from a country town in Australia, farming parents I have two miraculous children, but apart from that, I've never really done anything great. And like, what can I do to help? And the message I got was to connect with people and I would get a picture of what was meant for that person, and it would be like a constant visual of a reminder of love and of what can be and what if. What if is huge in my vocabulary now.
Yes.
Huge. I think I heard it on here and I say it all the time to people.
Yeah.
So that was my initial thing. And then I saw Carol Cross talking about dragons with you.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, I just, because I'm a Master 11, so I'm to do 11 dragons. I'm to do a collection, and each collection will have 11 paintings. So all I got was dragons, and I'd get up in the morning and I'd just have a picture, like I would just have to, I'd come down to my studio in my pajamas, and so many of my clothes have paint all over them now because initially I thought, right, you need paint clothes, but then I come down here and don't mean to start painting, and I do. And so this is what happened. The 11 dragons happened, and but I feel that they will bring very good energy and protection to you, to
Oh,
whoever's they become.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Because you're putting spiritual energy into them.
yeah.
And oh my gosh, and you've gotten so many wonderful comments about your paintings, and
Oh, I haven't even had a chance to look at them. I'm so
I
sorry.
know all that. I remember that show that you're talking about with Carol, and I remember you contacted me afterward by messenger and told me that you were starting to paint again, that you had that inspiration to start again, and then you showed me a
Yeah, that
couple.
was
That
this one.
one, that one,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, and
That was
I
the
just.
first
Oh,
one.
and I just fell in love the minute that you showed me that. I'm going, okay, this girl's got it. Yeah.
And yeah, and then we did the Meet Your Dragon,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
I had the big blue and green guy on my right, and I had a little gold one on my left. Well, that what came. This one came from the little gold girl.
Ah,
So
I,
she actually, when you look at it, sorry.
yeah, somebody mentioned that one, that they really liked that one.
Yeah, she had, I don't, it's pretty hard to see, but she has a whole lot of gold in her,
Oh my gosh, yes.
if you can
Oh,
see.
I
But
do
when you
see
look at
it.
her, like from different angles, it's different everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's
Uh,
where she came from.
I love it, love it, love it. And
Yeah.
that was Julie Kiss that really liked that
Yes.
one. Thank
Oh,
you,
okay.
Julie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
So a
and
couple of them need a little bit more work. The green guy there, he needs a little bit more work, but the rest of them
yeah.
just really, yeah.
Yeah. So something for you to think about. Lena asks, are we able to commission you to read our energy and paint a dragon for us?
Absolutely. Because that's the first message I got, was that my higher self guides lights, I call them my lights chat to your lights, and they let me know what they want you to see.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. Well, people are loving on you like crazy.
Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry I
Oh,
don't have time. I'm talking too much, Sue.
no, there is no talking too much on here. We're getting to know who you are. But let's say hello to people.
Yes.
Carol came in. Jean L'Oreal said the gold one is magical. Mary Ann Malone Cindy is here. And Christina Leftwich says beautiful paintings. And I thought somebody else came in.
And
So
excuse
if
me,
we,
Jeff, I see you watching.
yeah, so
Jeff is watching too.
if I missed anybody, then yeah, hello, hello, everybody. We're just having fun with Gabby this morning and her beautiful, beautiful dragon paintings. And Stacy says, can't wait to get my energy read. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Lena says, yay, how do we contact you for this?
Just through Facebook at the moment, I guess. Just, yeah. Just
Yeah.
hit me up on Facebook
Yeah,
until I get a
absolutely.
little bit more. See, I've just been totally throwing myself into painting, so the technical side of it is just kind of going to be passed to Jeff.
Yeah. Well, your creative side has opened up. You
Mm,
you've been doing a lot of work inside, and
mm.
that sacral chakra is where the creativity is. So that has it out, and it's showing, and it's just beautiful. Your energy is
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you. I can't believe what a different person I am to 12 months ago, honestly. And it's
Yeah.
so funny, like I was kind of like trolling the Facebook and everything else, struggling to find my tribe. And I came across coffee and chat in the morning, and I haven't looked back. Honestly, I haven't looked back. Mm.
That is
And
so awesome.
I don't have any fear. Like, when we talk about fear, I really don't have any. I just
Yeah.
bring it on.
Yeah. Because you've taken
Mm.
on the love now. And when you
Oh,
bring in that much love, it lights your whole being. So the fear goes. And yeah, it's awesome. I love it. You shine. Your whole as
oh, thank you.
it does, it just glows. And it's so beautiful. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing your beautiful self with us. Your paintings are amazing, but you yourself, you are an amazing woman.
Well, you did this to me.
No, no, no. It
All
was
you guys did this to me.
all of us. That's right.
Yeah,
Our whole
honestly,
family, our
I'm all
tribe.
tingly.
Yeah, our tribe. This is what we do. This is what is healing about love. And when we come together and we love on each other, it changes us. It
Hmm.
changes us into this beautiful being that is love. And all of those other things, they're just background noise.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And being the observer, I find like, I don't really have things where I have to step back now and be the observer. But a while ago, I heard, to step back and be the observer of the situation. That really helps too,
Yeah, it
especially
does.
when you're a menopausal 52-year-old.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody mentioned that earlier. I think Stacy and Sally were conversing about the monster of menopause.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just love it, and I love that that you have awakened to this part of you that is creative, and that you can share that with everyone. You share your inner joy in your paintings and
Yeah.
in your essence. Yeah.
Oh, I was sick because I have a massive big shed and I can open all the front of it up. And I have a great big poinciana tree and a big mango tree that my father planted. Excuse me. And I was sitting there the other day just with all the doors open, the birds were singing, and I thought, how lucky am I? You know,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
lucky am I?
that gratitude. It makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Mm. And when I was just started, I said I quit my job because when they said, okay, you're going to do paintings, you have to believe in it. I thought, okay, I quit my job, and I thought, right, I'm just going to do these paintings. And because, like, even my kids were saying to me, what's going on, Mum? Like, are you sure? And I said, 100%, absolutely, 100%. This is the right thing to do.
Yeah, you're living your passion.
Mm, it
Yeah.
feels so good.
Yes, exactly. And I had this discussion. I believe it was yesterday when you're in a job. Know, uh, you're not living your passion. You're just doing. And the real you wants to just be. It wants to express what's inside, and that's what you're doing. You're living your purpose and your passion.
Yeah. And it makes like people I come into contact now, I just want to give them big hugs and loves. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sometimes I think people think I'm a little weird.
De-essing.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll get past it.
I'm sure they will. I'm a hugger
Yeah.
also, so
Oh,
I've hugged people that I just meet. It's
yeah.
part
Oh,
of.
well, people go to shake my hand, and I said, no, I'm a
Oh
hugger.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. Me
Yeah.
too. I do the same thing. Like no
Yeah.
handshakes here.
No, no. No. If you're not going to hug me, then we're not going to be friends.
Right. And I love Angie Taylor's comment. She says, "You chose you, Gabby."
I did. I did. I did. Absolutely. But I want to be a version of me that can do something. Even yeah, I don't. I think all I can do at the moment is spread the love.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah,
this little girl can do.
yeah. And that's all we can do, right?
Hmm.
We can just love it. It's like when people ask, "What can we do about the world situation?" We can love. We can send that love from ourselves. And then if we're inspired to take an action in some form, then that's going to come from that love place, from that heart centered place, and
Yeah.
not out of desperation or thinking that we have to. It'll be driven by the love.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's going to happen.
It is.
They'll come around. We'll make them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll just
so
hug them all. Hug them all till they do.
So Sharon Boyle says, "Weird is great. And we are weird, unique, quirky, wonderful, and magical." I love that.
Oh, look, I've always said I can't think of anything worse than being normal.
Oh, I
How
know,
boring.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what is normal anyway?
No. It's always far more interesting to be weird.
Yeah. Yeah. To just be who you are, and to not have to put yourself in a box. No limits.
Mm-mm,
Yeah, I love
mm-mm,
that. I love
mm,
that.
mm.
Ah, so many great comments. And
I can't wait to read them.
Deirdre says, "Spreading the love is epic. Not just, whoops, not just all you can do. Epic." Yeah. Oh, I get it, Deirdre. Yes, it's not just all you can do. It is epic. Yeah, because that's what heals. One of my ascended masters that I work with very closely is Kuan Yin, and she is the ascended master that shares love and compassion. And she brought through a message one day when I was working with her, and it was, "Love is the energy that heals. Love heals." And I've been using that for years now. Anytime there's something going on, and especially inside of me, I just stop and look at that, and I'm going, "Wait a minute, love is what's going to heal this." So I go
Mm.
back into the love, back into the compassion. Yeah, love
It
heals.
just it completely switches where you're coming from
Hmm.
and makes it a whole lot easier, to be honest, doesn't it?
Yes, it
And it's
does.
just a feel good. Like, I don't know why people don't do it because it feels so good,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It
Mm.
does. It does. It's when you're in your alignment with your soul's purpose, your reason for being here, everything flows. And it's like that's what you're doing now. That's why you're shining and glowing, and that's why you have all this creativity. You are in alignment with your soul's purpose.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, you just said it feels good. It just
Oh,
everything's flowing, and that's the sign that you are living your purpose. You're living your passion.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that too.
So I love Angie's comment. She says, "Courage builds us to push through fears that always stopped us, putting us first." Ah, amazing journey. Thank you for showing us what it looks like to trust yourself and your heart's passion.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angie Taylor. Oh my gosh, I wish you two lived closer. I love my
Yeah.
Angie. I love Angie Taylor. I have been connected with her for years now, and just an amazing woman. So beautiful and such beautiful energy.
Well, I'm hoping that by the end of September we will all be allowed to fly or something again, because Ruth told me that at the end of September she's hoping to have a big get together with everybody.
Yeah,
Angie.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I'll be with Ruth and Deb Goldberg the end of this. Well, actually, not too much longer. Next week, I think the 25th. I don't even know what day it is. But anyway, we're going to be together, not virtually together. And
Mm.
so we've got some planning to do for what's coming up for Enlightened World Network, and that's one of the plans. It's like, let's get together,
Mm.
and I
Oh,
love
I
that.
have a manifesting jar, and guess what I've put in there? I don't know whether I'm meant to tell you or not, though, because it's about you and Gerald Ann, so I don't know whether I'm meant to tell you. But anyway, so one day I'm going to knock on your door with a painting for you.
I can't wait. I
And
can't wait.
then we're going to sneak over and see Gerald Ann.
Awesome. Oh my
Mm,
gosh. Yep, you manifest, girl. You keep doing
mm,
it.
Well, I did this, so that's got to be easier.
It'll be easy. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It's there. You know, when we get into our heart center, that's when we manifest. And you're definitely living in your heart center.
We
I
don't even need to manifest it because I already done it and it's already gone.
That's
So
right.
it's
Exactly.
just a kind of logistics at the moment and
Yeah. Yeah.
politics.
Sherry is leaving us. She said she has to go. Bye, Sherry Seymour.
Bye, Sherry.
And Sharon Boyle's giving me a hard time this morning. She says, best make sure you have your keys. Yeah, you all are not going to let me forget that I locked myself out of my apartment, are you? But you know what? I don't have my spare key made yet, so I'm very careful right now to when I shut that door. There's always that little reminder, get your keys.
I'm pretty sure there's 2 photos of me on my Facebook being shoved through a window about this small because we'd locked ourselves out of the house. And all you can see is legs sticking out the window.
Were there
Yeah.
pictures?
Yeah, there is on my Facebook.
I will
And there
have
was
to
like a
check
great
that out.
big drop on the other side. It was really
Oh my
hard and
gosh.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was no way to climb through my window. Well, I pretty much keep my place locked because I do live in a big city. But that would have been an option if I'd locked myself out again. I'll remember to keep a window cracked. Oh,
Yeah.
Jeff is on.
Yeah. Yeah, I said before, hi Jeff. He said
Oh, I'm sorry.
he asked me if he was allowed to watch and I said no, so clearly he takes on board what I say. Yeah,
Uh,
he shoved me through the window and then took photos of me as I was stuck halfway through,
oh, Jeff,
as you do.
that you're the one. You're the sneaker.
Yeah.
Uh, well, I did type in that it is prayer request time. So if anybody has any, please put them in the comments. And Stacy has to go too. Her grandson just woke up. And we love you, Stacy. Thank you for being with us this
Hi,
morning.
Stacey. I want grandchildren too, but my girls won't give them to me yet.
Oh, do
That's all
they?
right. Erin has 4 dogs, so they're my grandbabies at the
There you
moment.
go. So do they think you might spoil them?
I probably wouldn't give them back, to be quite
Oh,
honest.
that's the thought.
Yeah. I've said to them, like, you just birth them and then I'll look after them for you. Like, you don't even have to look after them, just give me one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, speaking of animals, how is Jack doing?
Jack's actually up the house at the moment because I didn't know whether he would bark or what, but for the masterclass later, he will definitely be on my lap. It's so funny. Every time I close my eyes and go within 2 seconds, he's got his head on my lap. It's
He's
actually,
amazing.
yeah,
He's
he's
amazing.
beautiful. He's a
Yeah.
beautiful boy. He's such a
Yes,
good
he
dog.
is. He
Mm.
is. How old is Jack?
He's 2.5, about two and a
Oh,
half, because he was a
he's a
rescue.
baby.
Yeah, he is, but he's big, like you forget. And he really is like a naughty little boy, like a cheeky
Yeah.
little boy. He's so funny. But he was, they call them pig dogs here. They use that breed for pig hunting here.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a failed, like when you get to know Jack, you clearly understand why he would never be a hunter. And
Right.
so he was beaten fairly badly
Oh,
and then passed around and then just let go onto the streets.
yeah.
So, yeah, the second day I had him, I had a hairbrush in my hand and I turned around, I had the hairbrush in my hand, and honestly, it nearly broke my heart.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
how,
Yeah.
because he thought I was going to beat him with it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
poor
Poor
thing.
baby. But he is in the best place in the world that he could be. He's right there with your
Oh,
love.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm the one who's lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Jean Lorio is asking about the class. The master class today is at 1 o'clock Eastern time, Jean. So I'll have to see if they'll correct that on the schedule at Enlightened World. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock and it's on the Akashic Records. And this is the last of the 4 classes that I'm teaching. There'll probably be more in the future, but for right now, my plate is full, and that's what the angels had told me to do were these classes, and they've been amazing. I've enjoyed doing them, and Gabby, I've enjoyed having you in the class. You
Oh,
just add a
that
lot.
helps so much.
Yeah,
I just read Jackson's comment. Jackson, could you need to come around and see me. We're allowed to hug. You and me are allowed to hug.
yeah, yeah,
Because
Jackson. We'll put you
Jackson's
in
not
our
happy.
prayers. Yeah, we'll put you in our prayer circle for sure,
Hmm.
Jackson.
And as always, my prayer request is for all the animals that need of healing or love or.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. I volunteer with a rescue here. It's called Good Karma. I love that name.
Oh,
And I see so many of these animals that they've rescued that they just need love. They need that forever home where they don't have to worry anymore,
yeah,
and they don't have to look over their shoulder to see if there's any predators if they're out on the streets. And it's just a beautiful thing when you
yeah.
can bring an animal that's been abused or neglected or abandoned and bring them into a home like yours, a home full of love.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's you see the look in their eyes. It breaks your
Yeah,
heart when you see the look in their eyes.
yeah, it
But
sure
then
does.
again, like all it takes is a little bit of love, and they don't have that. They don't hang on to all that horrible stuff.
No, they
As soon as that,
don't.
see, that's how we should be. As soon as we get love, we should give it back,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
hang on to all the horrible stuff.
Exactly. And you're working on that. I've seen such a change just since I've known you, and it's like you said earlier, the fear goes. You
Oh,
bring in the love and the fear goes. And that's how our
mhm.
animals are too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They're so.
Yeah.
I quite honestly, I prefer animals to people most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, Christina is on and she says, I know Tony can relate to this, but anytime I have been around animals with my massage table, the animals are so drawn to it. They feel the good energy.
Mm. Well, that's what you said, Terry. You said
Yeah,
that's what like Jack. Well, that's why Jack comes all the time because he feels the energy.
he does. Yeah,
Mm,
animals feel our energy. And when I was last year, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. My cat knew it before I did. And she
yeah.
would come and she would sit right here on my chest and just sit there and heal. And
Mm.
yeah, they're amazing. They're so
Oh,
intuitive.
absolutely. I had a big girl called Lois. My daughter's actually got her brother, and I lost her to a snake bite. It's been like probably 4 years now, and I'm only just able to talk about her without crying. But you know how you have that one dog in your life that,
Mhm.
and at the time, just after I got her, I had a relationship end, and I had was diagnosed with acute anxiety. And every time I felt like an attack or something coming on, I'd go straight outside and she would sit and lean on me and we'd just sit there together. But
Yeah.
straight away, she would come over and sit with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. And
But then
as
yeah,
Sally
lost
said,
her
it's the
to a
same way.
snake.
Yeah. Sally says it's the same way with Reiki. Our animals are drawn to the universal energies.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
they sure are.
If only we could view the world as do dogs and animals.
Right? From their eyes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. We have a prayer request from Angie. She says, prayers for my boy Brandon, who has gone to stay with his dad to help him as he is just out of the hospital. Prayers
Mm.
Brandon will get to school from his dad's and get through any worries that he has stopped him as the dad has stopped him before. And I think there was a follow up to that, but I missed it. And I'm hoping so much being at his dad's will help him just go. It's been so emotional and heartbreaking. Yeah, we'll definitely lift him up. Both of them, Angie, and you, because that's a lot of stress for a mom.
Awful.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
My youngest daughter was bullied really badly all through school. And I was only talking about this with someone the other day. And I said, I would take her to school absolutely falling apart and crying. And I would go home and fall apart and cry because I knew what I was leaving her there to,
I know.
like what she was going to have to deal with.
Hmm.
It's awful,
Yeah,
awful.
yeah, it sure
Mm.
is. Wow. Um, Prachir is on. Good morning. And he says, prayers for Prachetta to be strong and also for a close friend who has been diagnosed with COVID today. Special prayers to Teri's health and health and happiness for all on the Angelic River family group. Thank you, Prachir. You know, Prachir and Prachetta, they're so dear to me. They're always asking for other people for their
Absolutely.
for their health, their happiness, for our whole world to have peace. And I just love that.
They're so very close to it's lovely when you see siblings like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I know they're under quarantine right now for 14 days. And
Oh, okay.
Delhi, the COVID cases have really been on the rise. So there's a lot of anxiety there again, a lot of fear
Yeah.
and just uncertainty. So let's lift them up for sure and their whole environment where they're living.
There was, you know what? Something's just popped into my head that I wanted to
What's
say to
that?
you. It's
Okay.
Uluru. Uluru, that's how you say it.
Okay.
The big rock. I think you said you weren't sure how to pronounce it. We were talking about like all the sacred religious,
Hmm.
our big red rock. Yeah, no, it's Uluru.
Alarus. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of misinformation. But when you have
Yeah,
somebody that has been diagnosed, then you're like, okay, that's one person. But I think there's been a lot of um, things being exaggerated, and we just have to stay in love, just staying in love and coming from that place, and then open our spiritual eyes and use the intuition that we all have. It's our God given gift, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, where I live, we are very blessed. Like there's been very few cases. We've had no cases in our state for like 50 days. I could be talking, I could be telling lies here. Um, but I think in my little area, we had like 3 cases and
Hmm.
yeah, so, and things are actually all opened up again now. And I
Good.
don't go out, but it's not because of COVID. It's just because I don't like other people. I don't like the energy. So I go in and out as quickly as I can.
Yeah. I think I missed a comment because Deirdre says to Diana, prayed for Ty's toe and will stay on it. Yeah, let's put that in the circle. Oh, there it is. Sorry, there were so many comments and they were scrolling.
Uh,
Diana says, my son Ty has a toe that will never heal because of a bully in school. There was a boy that would
oh,
step on his toe. He never told me it got so bad that he had MRSA in it. Took a year to heal with the total loss of his toenail, and now it is infected again 6 years later. Oh, Diana, my heart breaks. Yes, let's put your son in there for sure.
just because I want to be totally open with people, my daughter walked out of the bedroom one night. I'm probably going to get teary
That's okay.
with blood running down her leg where she cut herself. You know how they cut themselves?
Yes,
I had
yes.
no idea what was going on. Absolutely no idea. And then she had them all over her legs. She'd been doing it for months because of bullying.
Yes.
And we are so close. We tell each other everything. And I didn't
Yeah.
know what this was happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's
Yeah. No,
include
it's
those children especially that, you know, it's tough. It's tough when
oh,
and I
children are
went through it. I went through it as a child, so it's yeah, it's
yeah,
one
they're
of
so horrible to each other, like
yeah,
cruel. It's girls in particular, like I don't know where you are, but where we are, boys will have a problem with each other. They'll hit each other a couple of times
yeah,
and then they'll have their arms around each other and they'll be best mates.
right.
But girls play mind games for years. They're
Oh yeah,
awful things, horrible.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
But
exactly.
it has made Grady a better person. As hard as it was, she is the first person, if she feels like anybody's being picked on or bullied, she's the first person in there. So,
Yeah,
she stands up for people that,
good.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and I think those of us who were bullied, we'd go two ways. We either shrink back when there's a confrontation, or we stand our ground. It makes us one way or the other, and yeah, it's tough to see that happening with someone that you love so much.
it
So
really is. And they just don't have the life skills at that age to know how to deal with it. It's
mhm,
I,
yeah,
my oldest girl got bullied once. She got bullied, and I kept saying to her, "Just walk away. It takes two people to interact. Walk
yeah,
away." And then one day she turned around and she said to me, "They keep following me, Mum. Like I can't. They keep following me." And I thought,
right,
"Yeah, right. Well,
yeah,
now we have to try a different approach."
exactly.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
yeah. So let's put all of those in there
Yeah, I'm
that have been
sorry about the
that have
bullying.
been
That's
bullied.
awful.
Even later in life, it gets triggered. Those memories are in there, so that's a place that needs to be healed as we grow and become adults and look back on that.
Yeah.
um, okay, so Angie says, I'm not sure if he is bullied or if just he has had anxiety for other reasons. I trust it will shift, but we had a tough week or two. Well, we're
I'm
definitely
so
going to keep
sorry.
him, yeah, we're going to keep him lifted up.
Yeah.
And also Prachir has this morning, a young and upcoming star of the Indian film industry committed suicide this morning for reasons best known to him. Prayers for his departed soul and for his family. Yeah, and all those who loved him. Absolutely. And we are into our prayer time. Uh, Catherine Kovacs just joined us. Hi, darling. And there's lots of people responding about the bullying and the cutting. And in fact, I just talked to someone yesterday. I think we're going to do a show on abuse, which is bullying is abuse. So
Absolutely.
abuse and moving forward from the abuse.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really hard for them. It's so like,
Yeah,
It took years. Grady went through it for years. And you've, I still don't know what the answer is. You've
No,
just got to love and support as much
it's
as you want to
love.
crack people's heads together, as
Yes,
unspiritual as that is. But
right.
at the time, you
Yeah,
really do want to.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Exactly. It's hard to watch, just sit, just be the observer, right? It's hard to be the
Well, it's
observer
really hard to be the mum.
and to
Like,
be the mom. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, for
not to
sure.
be the mother tiger.
Right.
Mm.
That's our normal response is wanting to jump in there in the middle of it and save. We want our kids not to hurt, and that's
Mm-mm.
the bottom line.
Mm-mm.
We want them to
Mm.
be happy and healthy and you know just enjoy life. Life should be enjoyed.
Yeah. Is it like we can do things so much differently? I truly think we're meant to be like the guardians of the earth. We're meant to look after it. We're meant to look after the animals.
Yeah.
Imagine if we did that. Like,
Yes.
and like, but look what we've done.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're shifting that. We are
We
shifting
are.
that.
We
I have
are.
I have faith and trust
Me
that we are
too.
shifting.
Oh, I know. I don't even need to say I have faith because I already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, let's do
Yeah.
our prayer time. And all of these that have put someone in for prayers, thank you for adding to our prayer circle. And we're going to just take a few moments. It won't be a long one today. There's a big day at Enlightened World Network. We have at 9:30, Diana is on with the playground, and then after that we're doing a silent meditation. So if you want to continue with just going into that meditative prayer, come on at 10 o'clock Eastern, and you can be there as we do a silent meditation together, all of us joining our energy together. And then at 11 o'clock it's come to the temple, and again bring your prayer requests, bring things that you want others to look at and to hold for you. I saw Diana say a prayer for Michael, Jim's son, and for Jim. Absolutely, we will. And thank you. All right, so let's take a moment and just go into our heart center. Breathe in love. I love this part. And what I like to do is, as I take in that air deep in my lungs, I just see it filled with love. I see everything that's so warm and that brings me to a really good place. Like I see sunrises, I see sunsets, I see beautiful paintings like what Gabby has there with her. I see things that bring joy into me. So I breathe that in. So breathe in love, breathe in joy, breathe in warmth, breathe in the feeling of being a part of this community, this family that shares love with each other, that lifts each other up, and it brings us to a place that's higher. Those lower emotions just fall away because we're at that higher frequency now. We're at that higher vibration where only love exists. Only love and light are allowed into our heart center. And as we breathe in that energy, that's what happens. It fills us. It fills us up with so much love and so much energy of just being. We don't have to do, we just be. We just sit with that energy. And let's do that right now. Let's take 3 very deep breaths into our lungs, bringing it all the way down in. Hold on to that love, hold on to that feeling, and then release out anything else that's in there. Just let it go. Imagine it's in a bubble and it's just floating up in the air away from you. Now do that again. Breathe in that love and out with the old. Breathe out what's not serving you for your best and highest good. Let go of anxiety. Let go of the fear, the sadness, the anger, a lot of stuff in there that can be healed with this love. Now breathe it in again. Breathe in the love. Breathe out the hurt. Breathe out the sadness. And breathe out the pain. Just letting it go. That's what this is all about today. It's letting it go. It's a fresh start, a new beginning when you can clear out all of that low vibration and just become who you are. And you become that passionate self that's inside of you, full of love, full of joy, full of bliss. Life changes. When you change your inside, you change the outside. So that's what you're doing right now with taking these breaths in, with focusing on what's important, focusing on love, focusing on being that very best you that you can be in the world. And when that happens, that part of you that is love goes out of you to others. You don't lose it, you get it back. It gets multiplied and replenished. So as you fill yourself with this love and with this light, just envision that as you are doing this, many, many others are seeing that light. They're being healed by your light and by the love you're putting forth. Isn't that a wonderful thought? That not only are you healing inside, but you're giving healing to others. You're giving that energy to anyone who will receive it. Wow, let's look at that for a moment. Let's look at what a different world we would live in if every one of us really pulled in as much love as we could and send it back out to whoever needs it. No judgment, no criticism about what's going on in their life, just letting them receive the love from us. And when we do that without judgment, we're losing our limits. We're not limiting anyone. We're not putting them in a box or putting a label on them or calling them some name that's what they're exhibiting, but it's not who they are. They are pure love just like we are. Those that we see that are creating chaos and creating hurt and pain for others, they are pure love. They just are not connected in with that light, but our light can shine. It can be there for them. They can welcome that in at any time. So let's love unconditionally right now, sending it out to whoever may need it, whoever needs that touch from the spark of the divine. And that's what we all are. We are all sparks, just like the beautiful gold that shows up in the painting. We are that spark. We are that stroke of gold in the world today. We are high frequency energy. And the more we're in touch with that frequency, the more it's going to affect those in the world. As we add our vibration to the vibration of the collective, it does increase that frequency. And it is felt on our planet. So let's lift up Mother Gaia. Let's lift up this beautiful planet we're on, asking for Gaia to receive this love from us, for us just to be in that energy, that healing energy of the ground that we walk on, the grass, the trees, the flowers, the animals that are in nature. Let's give that unconditional love just as they give it to us. Let's send it back to every animal on the planet. whether they're outside or inside. Let them feel this love. And now let's ask Archangel Uriel to help us ground into that energy, to ground into the earth crystalline grid, and bring that up to our heart center. And let's ask Archangel Raphael to come through for us to see our hearts as we're holding each of these prayer requests up. Everyone that has put somebody in the circle. And then let's put our whole collective in there, our angelic river family that is so beautiful and so gracious and kind to each other. Let's lift each one of us up in our world where we live in our little part of the world. Help us to feel safe where we live. Help us to know that we make a difference in our world. So, as we feel into that safety and that security and all that love, let's just put our arms around everyone in the prayer circle, giving them all that hug that we all want to receive in our life. We all want to feel that touch, that beautiful touch of love. That's what we're doing right now. We're touching all of these that have been placed in the circle. And then let's ask Archangel Michael to come in and just to lift all those prayer requests up directly to God, to Source, to the Creator, the highest being that is. Lifting them up, and we're going to let them go. Asking Michael to cut the cords to any attachment we have to the outcome. It's not for us to decide what somebody else's movie is all about. Whatever happens in their life, that's their movie, and that's being seen and looked at by God for their best and highest good. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you, Uriel. And Gabriel, help us to know what's best for each of us. Give us that illumination of what we need in our life to be the best that we can be and to live our purpose, to live our passion. Thank you to these beautiful archangels who are there for us every moment when we call on them. As we lift ourselves up in that circle, just feel like you're floating upwards, because you are. You're floating upwards with your energy, with your frequency and your vibration, feeling a lot lighter now that we placed all of this energy into the healing circle. Take a deep breath in and feel that love. Breathe in only love, because we're going to share that love. That's what we do here. That's what our family is all about, is sharing. Whew. So as you breathe it in, get prepared to send it back out. So filling into your heart center with that love, and we're going to do our tradition that Deirdre has termed the heart telephone. And we're going to start sharing to one person. Just envision there's one person there. I see the lovely Gabby beside of me on the screen. I'm sending mine to her, and she's going to send it, and it's going to go all the way around the circle. So on the count, oh, not on the count of three, let's go ahead and say that I love you to everybody, to one person in the circle. I love you.
I love you.
Oh, and it's coming back, really expanded. Feel that. Ooh, yum, 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 yum. And then we're going to give it to everybody on the count of three. We're going to lift every person here up. So 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love
I
you.
love you.
Oh my gosh. What a great love fest. Oh, Gabby, this has been so amazing. Thank
Oh, I
you.
can't believe it's over already. Can we just keep going? I want to read everyone's comments and talk back to them. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you can go on to the comments after the show and just give them some love. because
Mm.
it was so beautiful. Everyone loved you, and I love you. And
Oh,
wow, and we're going to do this again. We're going to have Gabby on again. Big
yes.
announcement.
Wait.
We haven't set that date yet, but Gabby and I are going to connect at the farmhouse and read into the energy and talk about what's going on there. And then we're going to come back here and share with you, hopefully from the farmhouse, and share with you what we've read into the energy and how that's going. Yes, Gabby has scratches.
See
I
my
think,
scratch?
yeah, yeah, she
Mm.
shared that yesterday.
And I have one on my
So
leg.
yeah. So
I think
we're
that,
gonna do that. We're gonna feel into
yes.
that energy, and so that's gonna
Yeah.
be a future show that you all definitely don't want to miss. You got to see her personality today, and our lovely, beautiful Gabby, and now you know when she's in the audience and she's commenting, you can put a face to that comment and really feel her energy as she does so.
I'm
Oh,
so sorry I talk so much about myself.
no, 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 no apologies. We're getting rid of that.
Oh,
And
so
um,
yeah,
yeah, that solar plexus energy, feel into that because you are worthy of speaking, of
I
using your
am.
voice. Yes, yes,
Mm.
yes.
And I am powerful.
You are so powerful and we love you and you're getting so much love. I don't know if you see the comments, but people are just really giving you a lot of love. And
Honestly, I feel it, and it's
yeah,
absolutely changed my life.
yes,
And
it does.
I honestly, saying I love you doesn't. I just wish you could feel what's just
Yeah.
blowing out of here at you.
We do. We feel
Yeah,
that love.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're getting so many hearts. Thank you all for the hearts. Ah, thank you for your comments. Carol Allen says, Gabby is so much light. And that's what you
Oh,
are.
thank you.
You are love and light. And I have enjoyed this tremendously. You're
Me
amazing.
too. Me too. And it's
So,
8:30 here now, and I have to stay up until 1 a.m. for the next masterclass. So I've plenty
oh
of
my
time. I'm going
gosh.
to be on everyone's. I'm going to be
Girl,
annoying everyone all night. Sorry.
good, good. Do it.
Yeah. I didn't say that. I didn't say that then.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Thank you. I'm so grateful and so much love.
Yes, absolutely. So we need Deirdre to take us out. Come on, girl, where are you? Take us
Can
out
I
with.
say it tonight? When Deirdre, where has she said it?
She hasn't said it yet. We're
Come
waiting,
on, Deirdre.
Deirdre. Come on, girl. We do
Where
have
are you?
we do have to end the show at some point. All right,
I'm going to do it for you,
We're waiting.
Deirdre, if you don't hurry up.
We're
There
waiting for Deirdre.
it is.
Ah! All right, you say
All
it
right.
today.
Namaste, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
This was amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll see you later.
Yeah.